Market Master. We are looking at XRP while our chart loads. Sorry it's taking a second. This happens quite a bit to me. While we're waiting for the chart to populate, wishing you all a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you had a lovely day. All right, XRP, let's get going. We need to get to work. Here's our chart. It's populating right now. I'm going to expand it just a little bit. We're going to be talking about the movements that XRP has made. We're going to do some counts. But first, before we move ahead, we're going to talk about our indicators. We've had a slight crossover here with a golden cross. It looks like the traders stepped in and the buyers have been in control a bit. However, we've consolidated and flattened out underneath this channel. We talk about this stuff all the time. When an asset gets below the channel and comes up to the underbelly and gets weak and shows weakness, it means that something's up, which means it's getting weak and it's going to roll over and fall down. Let's go down and have a look at our leading and lagging indicator, stochastics. Here it is. It's starting to peak out right now with the energy. We look back. Every time it peaks out, our stochastic, the market starts to show weakness. Let's go back to the next one, right? Peaks out here. What do we get? We get our top and we get some weakness. Didn't make it above this channel top. That was a clear indicator. Again, same thing on this peak. Energy subsided. Market made a peak top here in this channel. What happened? Weakness. Go back to this one here. Same thing. Stochastic warned us the energy was subsiding. Made a peak top in this lower top area here. And what happened? Again, the rollover. Here we are again, folks. We just got to go back. History repeats itself. That's what William Gann has taught us. That's what the Bible teaches us. So, looking at this, we've got a consolidation. Let's go down quickly here. We're going to look at the RSI. The RSI came out of the basement again, and look at it. It's made a flat, it's turned flat here. And here it is. If we look at it, look at all these tops. This area is ripe for a change in trend, especially when this market indicator makes it to these levels, right? It can barely make it above and it makes another move down. If we go back and back, we can see this over and over and over, okay? So that's our indicators. Let's now go to the main chart. Let's do some counts because I think this is really important. All right, guys, I want you to remember XRP has a market function of 40. I've said this many times. So when I ask you, what's XRP, what's its function, I want you to be yelling out, it's 40. All right, we got this. Let's go back to these are our peak tops at 366 and 365. And then we have the next lower here at the 357 level. Let's just put our counter on right there. And what is XRP's function? What's its vibration? You got to yell it out now. It's 40. All right. So half of 40 is 20. So we would expect a change in trend around 20. And lo and behold, look at this. You got a market change in here. We had our channel tops in here. Well, it's just not high five yet. We're just starting. So the next one is 40. So we're going to be looking for another change in trend around the 40 mark. And lo and behold, look at that. We're 1 day from our major capitulation low here. All right, let's not high five, guys. We've just begun. We're going to add another metric of 20, which is half of our 40. And we're going to look for our next rollover or next top. It seems like it's going to come in just perfectly here. Sure is. There's our lower top here from this channel. This channel top is lower than our 20 metric here, indicating what? Lower tops indicate weakness. So That's what we had. Let's just stay calm. Let's just, no high-fiving yet, guys. I want you to put your counter on your chart right now. After you're done this video, you're going to go through it and you're going to find all the things moving forward. Let's keep going. We're going to add another 20. You ready? Where's our next change in trend, guys? Where's our next change? I wonder what that's going to look like. Come on, man. Where did it do? There's our double metric of 40, right? Called the wick low. Okay, let's not get all high-fivey again. We're just using mathematical probabilities. That's all we're doing. We're not using emotions. We're not using your neighbor, what they think. We're not talking to your friends. We're not talking to your colleagues, none of your workers, friends, none of them. Okay? We're using mathematical probabilities because history repeats, just like the Bible states and just like William states. All right. So we got to find our next metric. It's going to be 100. I wonder what's going to happen at 100. Come on, guys. Oh, right? Look at that. Within one day, we have this rollover top, and it's the same height as this part of the channel here, which is indicating what, guys? We can't get above this, brothers and sisters. What does that mean? Weakness. All right. Here we go. We're going to add another 20. And we're going to find our next metric. I wonder what that's going to show us. Probably a rollover. Right? Oops. Where were we back here? We were back at 80, sorry, right? Or 100. So we need to find 120. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there. So around 120, we'd be looking for this next rollover area. And what did we get? Well, at 120, we're 2 days off from our capitulation low. All right, no high-fiving. We're still just working the numbers. That's all we're going to do. So from 120, we would add another half of our metric of 20 to get our next turnover and rollover. Oh boy, I wonder where that's going to be. Probably around the 9th or 10th of December. No, sure enough, look at that. Right on time, the 9th of December. So I was stating to you guys to watch out for this late November and into this early December, particularly from December 3rd to December 10th. You know, watch out. We're going to have a retest, probably of a low, because it looked like the indicators are basically getting topped out right now after coming out of the basement. All right, what's the next metric now? I want you to just tell me now, right? So if it's 40, we go half of 20, and what are we going to get? Well, 160 bars or 160 days. Bet you that takes us to the end of December. Let's just take a look what the counter says. We're just going to use the mathematical probabilities here. So December 29th, another major low, okay? And I've talked to you about this before, about this middle bar, right? This middle bar lines up exactly, right? This is our 80 metric from, which is half of 160. And this is lining up on our vibration. All right, let's continue to move forward. I'm just going to reset our counter, and we're going to do it again. You ready? Here we go. And to all of you out there, what's our metric? Yell it out. That's right, it's 40. So, again, from our 120, we ran it out, and we were at our 140, right? And this is our next rollover, right? December 9th. Adding another half metric of 40, what are we going to get? 160. Let's go take a look. Where's that? Right? We talked about this just a minute ago. December 29th. Okay. Another half metric, or 20 again, would bring us to 180 days. That's a big point for a change in trend. Are we going to get there on our counter? Whoops. I'm going to have to make this chart a little more scrunched down. Let's just reset this, right? Come on, guys. We're going to reset this. Our metric is 40. We're looking for our next metric at 180. Let's go have a look where 180 lines up. Boom. January 18th. That looks like a major capitulation area again. It looks like we're going to see something happen around there. All right, guys. I just thought I'd show you this stuff. We cannot base our movements on emotions. We must use mathematical probability. We've got to use the law of vibration. This is the only way to overcome this. Also, if you've been making bad trades anywhere through this, I want you to go back to your last trade where you got knocked out, where you were wrong, whatever it is. I want you to go back and look at your trade, and I want you to, it's not to rip you apart, okay? I'm here to help you and train you to stay away from emotions. So, looking back at your last trade, if you didn't enter properly and you exited improperly or at the wrong time, this is where you're going to learn something major about yourself and the market. And I want you to take this in because the psychology of the market is working on you. So if you entered chasing the market, let's just say here, I said that, we were going to have this pop up, and now you get into this and the market is now getting soft. It's going flat. This is not a market to chase. I told you this. So if you entered late here, be ready to bring your stops up nice and tight because we're going to have a major retest. Especially we got up to the underbelly of this area here. And if we don't start getting above this, the market is showing its hand right away that it's getting weak. And we're going to have another retest, another bounce down. And if this does not hold, it's back to our old friend right here, $1.25. All right, so let's just be careful of that. So go analyze your last trade. Let's just say this was it, and you thought that the low was in, and that was it. We're going to go to the moon because everybody on these YouTube channels keeps telling you that, oh yeah, it's going to be taken off to the moon, right? So we got to be careful of this. So if you entered into this market chasing it right now, right, and you got knocked out, I want you to go reanalyze this part of the chart right here because this is a classic fake out, right? They're looking for your XRP, guys, right? Come on, XRP is getting all set up with the SEC to be the ledger, right? They're taking it on board, so they want to wash you guys out. They want your XRP, and they were looking for it. This is a washout wick right here, and probably most of you lost your XRP here. So now we're going to get it back because we're going to use mathematical probability, and we're going to take a look at our last trades, and we're going to analyze them to see where we went wrong so that you can understand and overcome the emotions that are prevalent in this type of market. They're in all the markets. They're always looking to wash you right out. So, looking at where we are today, looks an awful lot like this is getting a little weak in here and getting flat. We're in this underbelly right here. So the next maneuver is we move down. Don't say I didn't warn you. This is coming in. I said that we would start to see a top near the end of this November and into this early part of December. We would have this rollover. And it looks an awful lot like this is about to happen. So go back, analyze your last trade where you might have got knocked out. This is what I do. I'm a market master. I'm constantly going over these charts, going over all the numbers. I don't use emotions. When I have people on my channel commenting that I don't know what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters, they're expressing their emotion because they don't know what's going on in the market. They've been chewed up, so they're expressing this emotion. They need to get it off their chest. But they're really telling us that when they say that we don't know what we're talking about, they don't know what they're talking about. I own every single book and course that William has put out. and I can explain this stuff with technical precision. This is a classic bear market maneuver here. We're getting below, like this top sat underneath the underbelly of all this. Come on, guys, girls, brothers, sisters, pay attention to this. The market is showing you its hand right now. So don't get backhanded by this. Don't get backhanded. You got to watch what it's doing here, because it's telling you, you know, we're getting ready for another retest, another move down. And this one could be violent, right? I'm expecting it to be violent. I'm expecting that by the end of this December here, this metric, the energy of this market is going to move down, and we're going to be sitting down here at this lower level. Don't tell me I didn't tell you so. Okay, guys. Peace and love to y'all. I hope y'all had a really wonderful turkey and had some good times with family. I had a business colleague fly down from Florida, and we had a super amazing turkey dinner here in Belize. I didn't think that they would cook a turkey dinner that good, but we had stuffing, cranberry jelly, potato salad, rice, big old piece of ham, and 2 big helpings of turkey. $7.50 US a plate. I couldn't believe the value. I love this place. Anyways, a big shout out to my colleague for flying down. They flew back this morning. And I just want to wish you all health, wealth, and happiness and abundance. And if you're looking for any help or guidance, you can hit me up. I do this for free on this channel right here, but I also provide a paid service. So if you'd like to get some guidance, then you're free to come along and ask me for that. I just had Tarek, my colleague from Abu Dhabi, with the 4 lovely wives. He currently has a portfolio of 256 million under management, and quarterly or every 3 months we get together and we talk about his portfolio and how he can enhance it. And through this bear market from July and October, he's just put another 37 million in positive profits to his portfolio. So his clients are very happy with him, and Tarek is extremely happy and grateful to me. And a big shout out to Tarek for trusting in our work and allowing us to help him. Anyways, peace and love to you guys. We'll be back soon.